Hello everyone! Do you still recognize me with this hair? It's gotten a bit lighter, so it's more of like an orangey pinkish brown instead of a full-on red. But I'm liking it. Today I have kind of a different video for you guys. Whenever autumn arrives, I just want to watch comfort shows. And over the years I've watched quite a bit of anime, and there's a lot of anime series that are very comforting and make you feel warm inside, and those type of shows are just nice to watch when you're either stressed out or the world is fucked up and you just want to chill and relax and feel like everything is going to be okay. And that's why I'm going to recommend these animes to you. And lastly, these are just animes that I've watched and that I liked. I know there's a bunch of other anime shows that I probably should watch and I haven't yet, so those will not be in this video because I can't talk about them. So I hope you guys like this video. Okay, so we're starting off with Slice of Life. And the first anime that I'm going to recommend is called Yuri Camp, aka Laid Back Camp. And it's basically an anime about these girls that go camping in Japan. I've camped when I was younger, and every time I think about camping it just makes me feel nostalgic. There's this main character, she really likes to go camping, but she always goes alone. And there's a club at high school which is basically like the camping club, so there's 3 other girls. In the end they all join and they go camping together. Most of the episodes basically revolve around them going camping in different places. So there's lots of beautiful nature shots and just cozy camping and bonfires, and there's a lot of eating, and they make the food look so delicious. Like the way they eat it and the way they animated the food, it kind of reminds me of how Studio Ghibli makes food look really good even though it's 2D animation. Yeah, I recommend watching this while eating lunch or dinner or something like that. When it comes to character development, there isn't a whole lot of that. So it's mostly about the vibes and the comforting stuff. All in all, this is a very comforting show if you like the outdoors, good food, cozy vibes, beautiful animation, magical music. Yeah. So the next anime is called Sorayori mo Toibasho, aka A Place Further Than the Universe. It kinda has the same vibes as Laid Back Camp. In Laid Back Camp there's 4 girls as well, and at some point there's 5. And in this show there's also 4 girls who are in high school. The main character is kind of obsessed with Antarctica and she really wants to go there. These 4 girls, at first they're not friends yet, but they get tangled up in this plan of going to Antarctica. They have to really try to get the money and stuff like that. So basically the anime evolves around their journey to Antarctica and also their adventures there. But there's an underlying storyline that's a little more heavy, which Laid Back Camp doesn't have. So you have to keep in mind while watching this anime that it also has some angst in it. But that also means that there's more character development. So each of the characters go through some growth. Basically the underlying storyline is about one of the girls. Her mom used to go on these expeditions to Antarctica, but the last one she went on, she went missing and no one knows where she's gone and if she's even still alive. So her daughter wants to go to Antarctica to find her mom or to find out what happened to her mom. Besides all that heavy stuff, it's still very comforting in a way because it's about friendship, they go on lots of adventures, and there's lots of comedic relief as well. So it makes you feel warm inside, despite the fact that they are surrounded by ice and snow. Alright, so the last anime in this category is Given. And it's basically based around this band. There's 3 guys in it, the lead guitarist, a bassist and a drummer. And then there's this 4th boy that wants to learn how to play the guitar but he doesn't know how to. So the lead guitarist of the band helps him learn how to play guitar, I guess. And at some point he's allowed to join the band. They're trying to perform at this stage and they can like win a prize, I think. I'm not sure. It's a while ago that I watched this anime and I don't remember the details. I do remember that there is some angst in this, so that's good to know for if you're gonna watch this. But there's also romance, which the other two animes in this category don't have. So if you like romance and a bit of angst, but also cozy vibes and music and rock vibes and just people playing musical instruments together, if you like that kind of stuff, then this is definitely for you. The characters are interesting, there's character development as well. Just the parts where they perform are really cool. For some reason it's really cool to see that animated. Alright, so the next category is sports animes. These are really fun, even if you are not that into sports. The funny thing about sports animes is in the title of the anime there's always exclamation marks at the end. And I feel like that kind of represents the feeling that these give you, because they're comforting, but there's also a lot of energy in the sense that you just get like hyped up in the best way possible. I used to play team sports when I was younger for about 7 years. When we were in competitions and we would have to play games against other teams, I just felt such an adrenaline rush every time, because you were just like, okay, let's go team, let's win this thing. It was the best thing ever, like that feeling. I feel like these animes are the epitome of that. So the first anime is Haikyuu. It's a volleyball anime, and if you don't know anything about volleyball, they basically explain a lot of things of how it works in the anime, so you will learn while being entertained. Basically, it's about this boy in high school, and there's a volleyball team from that school. You can join every year, so there was already an existing team, but a few new kids joined, and it's an all boys team. So there's like different roles in a team, and there's like two main characters, I guess, who have to work together in the team because of their roles, but it's kind of like a love-hate relationship. So I would call this enemies to romance, because it's not a full-on romance, but it's kind of a romance, which is really fun. So there's character development in the sense that they pretty much hate each other at the beginning, but they have to learn to work together. A lot of the episodes are either about training or about the games themselves against other teams. There are like underlying storylines here and there for the side characters as well. If you want to watch something comforting but also exciting and it gives you energy, you should probably watch Haikyuu. Okay, so this is kind of ironic because it just started raining, and the next anime we're talking about is Free, with an exclamation mark, just like Haikyuu. This anime is about swimming, so this is about 4 boys. They're in high school and they join the high school swimming team. It's a lot of training and doing games, but they make the games very exciting, just like Haikyuu. So even if you're not really into sports or swimming in general, you will get energized by this. There's also character development, friendships that develop, also a little bit of bromance. So if you're into that stuff, then this is definitely for you. I don't remember many details from this because it's a long time since I watched it, but there's an antagonist with red hair. If that sounds exciting, then there's that. So if you're into ocean, water, swimming, summer vibes, then you should watch this. Okay, so the last anime in the sports category is Yuri. 3 exclamation marks on eyes. It's probably the most well-known sports anime out there for a reason, because it's about figure skating. Now personally, I liked figure skating prior to watching this anime, so I'm a little biased, I guess. I used to watch figure skating on TV during the Winter Olympics and stuff like that. So this is basically about a boy from Japan who used to figure skate, but he kinda stopped doing it for some reason. He's not really in a good shape, you know, he's not exercising, he's kind of lazy, doesn't know what to do with his life anymore. But then there's this figure skater from Russia, and he kind of looks up to him and he's like, you know what, I would just put my skates on and go back onto the ice. And then somehow the guy from Russia ends up being his trainer. So this anime involves a lot of figure skating, which is like the most beautiful thing to look at in 2D animation. Like, I can't comprehend how these animators make this look so good. Out of the 3 sports animes that I've mentioned, this one has the most storyline outside of the figure skating itself. Guys, it has a romance. Yeah, if you like romance and if you like pretty animation and figure skating, but mostly romance to be honest, you should definitely watch Yuri on Ice. Alright, so the next category is sci-fi anime. So the first anime in this category is Carole and Tuesday. This anime also revolves around music, just like Given, only it's about 2 girls. And they live on Mars. And they basically find each other when they needed it the most. One plays guitar, the other plays keyboard. So they start a band, I guess. And they start competing in this musical contest against other artists. So you have like the storyline of them competing in this contest. If you like singer-songwriter vibes, if you write songs yourself maybe, this will be very fun and also inspiring to watch. There's like an overlaying storyline / message that's much bigger. It like questions things that are happening that maybe shouldn't be happening. There are some heavier subjects in that regard, but it's still comforting because these 2 girls just have a really nice friendship, and them just like writing songs together and singing is very calming and relaxing and fun. Okay, so this category only has 2 animes in it, so the second and last anime in the sci-fi category is Spy Family. It's an anime that I'm watching currently, and they are releasing an episode per week. Like, it's a very interesting mix of vibes in this anime because it's based in our world, but there are 2 countries that are on the brink of war, and there's this secret agent and he has to prevent this war from happening. So he goes on a secret mission where he has to have a decoy family, so he has to find a wife and a child. It's all kind of for show, able to complete this mission. So he finds this woman and she's an assassin, and then they find this child in an orphanage. She can read minds, but they also don't know that. So the kid knows that her parents are secret agent and assassin, but the parents don't know that from each other, and they also don't know that she can read minds. But basically what makes this anime so comforting is that along the way they start to actually care about each other, even though that's not what's supposed to be happening, because this is for a mission. This is all temporary, but they start caring for each other. There's kind of a romance going on, but it's even more so just like love, as in love for family members. It's really sweet and heartwarming. In between the wholesome moments of this chosen family, there's also action scenes because the man is a secret agent and he still has to prevent this war, and the woman is an assassin. So I think it's the perfect combination of like excitement through action scenes, but also wholesomeness of just this very sweet loving family and kind of romance vibes between the parents as well. Okay, so the next and last category is fantasy animes, and I think this is my favorite category. And we're starting off with Akagami no Shirai Kihime, aka Snow White with the red hair. It's not about Snow White, I don't know why it's called that way, but she does have red hair. This is actually the first anime series I've ever watched. I think I was like 14 or 15 years old when I watched this. So it's a long time ago. This one feels the most fantasy-like, as in it's kind of fairy tale-ish. Maybe that's why it's called Snow White with the red hair. Basically, it's about this girl who runs away from home and cuts off her hair. I don't remember exactly why she does that, but then she's in the woods and like she doesn't have any food and she's lost, and then this guy finds her and she gets to choose to go live with him, and he's actually a prince, I think. While she lives in the castle, she starts studies about botanical medicine, like making medicine out of like herbs and flowers and whatever. And that's something I'm super interested in. For the most part, it's about romance between her and the prince. Maybe if I would watch it now, I'd find it a little bit cheesy, but back then I really liked it. But there's also conflicts. It's basically just like a fantasy realm with like fairy tale vibes and like a castle, and there's like things happening in the country, but also all the side adventures and quests are really cool. I remember there was like a pirate ship with pirates. So it's a lot of things. It's basically just one big fairy tale. Okay, so from now on I'm filming on my phone because my camera died. Anyhow, the next anime is called Violet Evergarden. You might have seen it on Netflix. This anime was released quite recently, I think. First of all, the visuals are so pretty. I think this is the anime with like the prettiest visuals I've ever seen. The music is phenomenal. It all feels very magical. It's basically about this orphan girl who was used in a war to like kill people, and she was really good at it, but she wasn't really treated well. When the war is over, she starts writing letters for people who are illiterate. So there's this company with people who are good at writing letters and putting emotions into words, I guess. So people who are illiterate, and quite a lot of people in this world can't write or read, they go to this company and they tell their story and their emotions and what they want to convey in the letter for like a person they hold dear or something. And these people write their letter. So this main character, she's called Violet. Through writing these letters for other people, she learns what the phrase "I love you" means. Because she doesn't really know what love is, because she was never loved in her life, which is kind of sad, but like it's just beautiful to see how she learns what love means for her. And honestly, if I could choose any job possible, I would want to be that person that writes letters for other people who can't write. Like, that's just my dream job. She starts traveling through the country to write people's letters, and she meets new people and she learns something from them, but they also learn something from her. What I really like about this anime is at the end of every episode there's a plot twist, and I literally had to cry each time. Alright, last but not least is Hakumai to Mikochi, aka Tiny Little Life in the Woods. And I think this is my ultimate comfort anime series ever. Okay, so basically it's about tiny people living in the woods. There are two main characters, two girls, and they live together. I think they're adults actually, because they drink alcohol sometimes. There is very little conflict, and when there's conflict it is resolved in the same episode. But like the vibes, the comforting vibes that this anime gives is just immaculate. It is undescribable. It is the best. If you want to be comforted by an anime, please watch this. The visuals are very pretty. The music is amazing. What's also funny is that these people live together with animals and they like work together and stuff. So one of the girls works in construction, which like sounds very weird, but it's really funny because her boss is a beaver, I think, or a ferret, something like that. They do a lot of things for fun, like they go to the city, they go shopping, sometimes they go to this bar to drink. There's literally the scene in the intro where they sit in a tree looking at the moon, drinking wine, and I'm like, you are living my dream life. If there's someone out there that wants to live in a tree with me and drink wine while looking at the moon, hit me up. I just want you to watch it and enjoy it. Alright, so those were all the comforting animes that I wanted to recommend today. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and let me know in the comments if you are planning on watching one of these animes, and also let me know what you thought about them when you're finished. And I will see you guys in the next video. Alright, bye!